We just hit 15K in monthly revenue, and these are the three things that I would do if I was starting again from scratch with my agency. Now, for those of you guys that know me, my name is Gavin. I run an email and SMS marketing agency for e-commerce brands, and I post videos every week. So if you find this useful, like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. When I first started my agency, I think for a lot of the time I was looking for the perfect client, right? Like I had an avatar, somebody I knew who I was going to talk to, who I was going to target. And if I was starting again from scratch, what I would do now when it comes to selecting my clients is go after a certain client type. For example, in my case, it was food and beverage for e-commerce stores, but I would say yes to pretty much any type of work that comes my way. I saw in a post recently this guy talking or asking if he should take this client who sounds like it's going to be a pain in the ass, and it was his first client. I saw some people say, don't do it, it's going to be more hassle than it's worth, and I just couldn't disagree more. If I was starting out from scratch, I would be taking pretty much every piece of work that I could possibly get my hands on and just saying yes to it for a few reasons. First of all, you're going to learn a shitload about just customer management or client management. You're also going to learn a lot more about your service, right? You're going to figure out what's wrong with your systems and processes. And you're also just going to learn a lot of like the soft skills that you're only going to learn by doing the thing. Now, you're right. You might not make as much money because the client might be haggling you on price. They might not be a perfect fit, but it could also open up other doors in terms of just opportunities for other services that you might want to offer that you didn't even know were actually a lucrative option. When you're first starting out, say yes to pretty much everything, right? Within a realm of feasibility, of course, right? If you do Facebook ads, don't say, hey, I'm not going to go ahead and repair your car, right? That makes no fucking sense. But say yes to something like, hey, do you do a little bit of email marketing? Just open up as many doors as you possibly can just to experiment. You're probably going to fail, and that's totally fine, right? Success is really just a matter of failures that you can repeat in a short period of time. That's how quickly you can succeed. The more failures you do over a period of time, and the shorter that period of time is, the quicker you are going to succeed. Boom, life knowledge from me. I hope that. The second thing that I would recommend doing is really understanding the service that you're selling. I see a lot of people who are starting in the contractor arbitrage space not really knowing how to deliver the service that they're selling to their customers. For example, having no idea how to deliver Facebook ads, having no idea how to deliver lead gen or email marketing to their clients, and then selling that service and then just Hail Marying it and hoping that they can do some contractor arbitrage. I do not recommend doing this. I would say spend a good chunk of time learning the skill that you're going to sell, because then you A, are more confident when you're speaking in these client calls, meaning you're probably going to close a little bit more, and B, you're also going to know what a good and a bad service looks like when you deliver it to your clients. For example, if you sign a client up to Facebook ads and you have no idea what Facebook ads actually look like, how to make them good, and your contractor just gives them to you, and then you give them to the client because you have no idea how to quality check it. Client sees it, doesn't work, you get burned, your reputation is screwed, you don't know how to like maintain these client communication channels because you're already falling short on other aspects of it. Just make sure you understand your service. I always recommend before actually selling it. On top of that, selling a service that you don't fully know and then someone buying it and then you failing, it kind of screws the rest of us up because it gives our industry a really bad name. And unfortunately, it's rife with it, right? People selling services they don't know how to deliver, and it reflects poorly on someone like me who then comes into the picture who does know how to deliver, and it just makes our job 10 times harder. Now, I'm not complaining. That's just the market that we're in, but just understand what you're delivering. And the final thing that I would look at when I'm just starting is having a long vision, right? I think it's really about when you first get into the space, realizing that it's not going to take 2 months, it's not going to take a year, it's not going to take 2 years. It's really going to take a lot of time, perhaps even 3 years to get where you want to be going. And really understanding that and planning accordingly. I'm about, God, realistically, I got my first client about 8 months ago, and yeah, I'm doing 15K a month, but that was actually off the back of about 2 years of contracting before that, so really good study about the service delivery, and then kind of leading into where I am now. And now, if you look at my board over here, I've got a 5-year plan, I've got a 1-year plan, a month, a week, and it's really just about breaking that down as granularly as possible and understanding that it's going to take a lot of time to get to where you want to go. But if you have this long vision, it makes that journey seem a bit less daunting, right? Because when you get to month 2, month 3, that's when people start falling off when it comes to SMMA or just running your own agency, because they're not seeing success and they feel like it should be taking 2 months. Now, I know when you're in the planning stage and you're like, yeah, I'm totally willing to sacrifice 3 months, 6 months just to make this work, but I'm telling you, thinking about that time frame versus actually implementing it and then sitting in it, like you get to month 2 and you still have no clients, that feels shit. And if you're not prepared for that long wait, it's going to suck, right? You're going to fall off, you're going to quit, especially if you don't have a job or any source of income coming in. That's another thing I recommend. Make sure you have some income on the side so that you're not fully relying on an agency that isn't currently making money. With my agency, I was contracting all the way up until I was doing about 10K a month. I was still contracting on the side, working for a few agencies, because then I had predictive cash flow coming in. So highly recommend having a long-term vision and also having a bit of cash flow to come in outside of the agency, just to support yourself, sustain yourself, and to tide you over those difficult times. Awesome. That's all I have to say, guys. Those are the 3 things that I would do differently, or what I would focus on if I was starting again from scratch. If you like this video, if you find it useful, follow, like, all that good stuff, and stay tuned for more videos. New one every single week. Thanks.